about the dangers
dental
of
thing.
mercury amalgam. Fucking amalgam. You guys were giving me crap last week for how I was saying it. The point is, if the person telling you the truth doesn't know the terminology, then maybe the people in the field, the dentist, the orthodontist, are all complicit with each other in making you sick and padding their bank accounts. I mean, that being said.
So he admits he's not even familiar with these sorts of terms like amalgam, and apparently he knows more than trained dentists who've gone through years and years of schooling. Okay.
A lot of you guys last week didn't actually know the dangers of those fillings, so I figured I can address two other common dental procedures: wisdom tooth removal and root canals. One very important thing to understand is that, generally speaking, most modern medical procedures or interventions are band-aids for the problems that you actually have. So many diseases and issues arise from poor food quality and high radiation environments that doctors and dentists have been trained to treat those problems for our entire lives. Personally, I haven't been treated by a doctor in about 10 years. I've had a few dental cleanings here and there, but that's just cosmetic because I wanted white teeth. Then you have people going to the doctor's office every week, every time they...
Yeah, because dental cleanings don't prevent cavities, right?
Sneeze.
You want to practice more skating, sweetie?
For that same period of time, I've been told I have a cavity that needs to be, drilled and filled, but I've never done so, and it's perfectly fine. Just about everyone knows what wisdom teeth are. The third set of molars that you get in your teens, perhaps early 20s, long after all your adult teeth have come in. Due to poor facial development, lack of nutrition predominantly, our bone structure in general, the skull and jaw especially, what we're looking at every day.
So Frank has had a cavity for a long period of time, and he says he's just fine? Eventually that's probably going to rot away more and more, get infected, and then you might have a much bigger problem.
Are not large enough to naturally accommodate our teeth. Therefore, the teeth come in crooked, misaligned. You ever wonder why some people have perfect teeth and others don't? It's genetics. It's simply their nutritional environment, which we've spoken about many times in past videos. I think it was titled, What Makes Us...
I ate a shit ton of fruits and vegetables as a kid, and my teeth are perfectly aligned. I've actually been to the dentist quite a few times, and they've asked me if I've ever had braces, and I said no, and they're actually surprised because my teeth were just perfectly aligned.
Beautiful. Root canals involve a bit more than just pulling the wisdom teeth out, although you'd probably be better off getting the teeth pulled than a root canal. When a person's tooth becomes infected and abscess forms near the root, a pocket of bacteria, it's more of an extreme downside of a modern diet. Immediate bacterial infections that can be so painful people want to die. The dentist has to remove the tooth, dig out that pulp, the root of the tooth. He's digging a canal composed of very sensitive nerves, and then he replaces all of that with a type of plastic and then puts your tooth back on or something synthetic. If you do think you need a medical procedure, it's always important to get the opinion of several different doctors and specialists, even for something like wisdom tooth removal. It's tough because most families go to the same dentist their whole lives. Then when the dentist tells...
I have seen some dentists who are really shady who've recommended procedures just because they're expensive so they could weasel money out of people. So it's not the worst idea. Like, you can just check online for reviews, and usually this sort of shit gets exposed.
Tells them, oh, you need XYZ procedure, the family blindly agrees and trusts them. The same thing with doctors. And if you don't agree, they use their authority to weaponize fear. And in the few cases where they couldn't just get you to do it by asking, that tends to work. And these people are indoctrinated and brainwashed to believe what they're doing for you is actually good. It's actually the right thing. So they get really angry. Like, how could you not trust me? I know everything about health and I'm gonna fix you. That's the unfortunate mindset. Possible. Some of them are just complacent, which means they're evil and they know what they're doing. And I guess a lot of them realize that at an older age. What's kind of crazy is 85% of people have their wisdom teeth removed in America. And that varies by country, which makes you kind of suspicious. Like, hold on, wait, why are they doing it differently there? If we're doing it this way here, is one better than the other? And you realize just the whole system's corrupt. This isn't a simple, non-invasive procedure. They're literally ripping teeth out of your jawbone.
So part of the reason why certain countries don't perform wisdom tooth removal as frequently is because not everybody has wisdom teeth. It varies by region. And I'd imagine, since there's economic differences in countries as well, not everyone can afford certain procedures. So that's probably why.
out of the roof of your mouth. There's a lot that could go wrong. The nerve damage, they can punch holes in your sinus cavity. Imagine how much of a nightmare that would be, problems the rest of your life. And those are two primary risks I know about, but no one mentions the sunken mouth. You know how those old people that they lose all their teeth and like their mouth sucks in, it looks like it's not attractive. What we're doing here is like a lesser version of that. Your mouth will certainly sink in, your cheeks, your jaw. The reason they typically do this when people are young is so they don't notice those facial changes as much, and they just say, oh, he's still growing, he'll be fine. But they're making you and your kids uglier. They don't want you to know that. So if you're in a situation where your wisdom...
What the fuck is he talking about? Removing your wisdom teeth doesn't affect your face at all. Like, he's talking about old ladies with no teeth and their, like, mouths are sunken in? What the fuck does that have to do with wisdom teeth removal?
Frank Tufano has the whitest teeth plenty of old men I've come across. Get it? Hard, hard, hard.
I'm assuming because semen is good for your teeth, apparently. Helps whiten it. Thanks for the donation, Vegan Ninja. Appreciate it.
Teeth are definitely impacted. I would get a full 3D x-ray, confirm that 100% with multiple doctors, and maybe there's a way around it. Maybe if they remove the upper teeth and then let the wisdom teeth come in place, you definitely don't want to completely ruin your facial structure. You need to replace where those teeth are to not have any changes. Moving on, the goal of root canals is simply to remove that infected pulp and abscess.
Yeah, so I've had perfect dental alignment my entire life. I've never needed braces, and most dentists I see think I've had braces because my teeth are perfectly aligned. I had wisdom teeth as a kid. They didn't actually alter anything in my mouth. They didn't cause my teeth to be impacted or anything. I still got them removed, and my teeth are aligned the exact same way. That's just an anecdote, but where is he getting this? That wisdom teeth removal causes your entire mouth to change? Please show me. Didn't he just make a video going on some rant where, I hate how she doesn't provide evidence for her claims? Where's the fucking research here, Frank?
The bacteria, which can be in a pouch-like wound. Problem is, that pulp has many different functions, delivering nutrients, healing the tooth, and even if it's infected, that pulp is kind of transporting and removing bacteria and trying to fix the problem. We've been conditioned to believe that our teeth, our hair, aren't really living parts of our body and can be removed without repercussion. But everything has a function, some more so than others. Would you let a doctor cut off your finger because it has an infected cut? I mean, the gallbladder removal.
Yeah, if the infection can't be fucking cured, Frank, it's kind of better than letting the infection spread to your heart where you can't cut it off and then you just fucking die. Do you not realize they actually do remove limbs because of infections, Frank? What the fuck is he talking about? Yeah. I would let a doctor cut off my finger if I had necrotizing fasciitis and it was going to spread to my entire fucking arm and I'd have to get my entire fucking arm cut off. What?
Rules are ridiculous. The colon stuff. It's really disgusting and discouraging that doctors, it might as well be a butcher shop. So the problem starts with the material they actually use to replace the pulp in the tooth. Gutta percha, I looked up the pronunciation of that one, boys, is a type of plastic.
Do they actually even replace... Okay, I don't think they actually put anything in wisdom teeth. Let me see. Yeah, wisdom teeth removal. Huh?
They're extra teeth, you don't need them.
Yeah, they don't add anything to wisdom teeth. So that's just horseshit. Yeah, they just take them out and then they sew it up. So that's just a lie. Let's see. Root canal. Live root canal demonstration. This is 30 minutes. What really happens during a root canal? That's 6 minutes. This is a... Let's see. Oh, wait. Okay, this is an infographic.
It's called your dental pulp, or let's just call it the dental nerve. The start of a cavity is in the crown part, and if it goes unchecked, it slowly progresses into the nerve, and when bacteria get into the nerve, they cause an abscess and an infection starts. Like I said previously, a root canal can help save your tooth. During a root canal, the dentist will numb you up with anesthetics so you won't feel anything, and then we'll place a rubber dam. The rubber dam is 100% for your safety. The next step is to remove the decay and infection from the inside of your tooth. Small files will be used to remove the nerve and any infection. Your tooth will be cleaned and disinfected, and then a rubber material called gutta percha will be placed in the tooth to seal from the tip of the root to about halfway up. A filling will then be placed to seal the deal. We recommend placing a crown on back root canal.
So what was that
Material
thing
called
called?
gutta percha will be placed
Gutta
in the tooth
percha?
to-
Okay. Gutta percha is a material used to fill a tooth after root canal procedure. Gutta percha, a plastic substance from a Malaysian tree called a percha tree, is used as permanent filling in root canals. So it's a natural, quote-unquote, product. That's interesting. Plastic substance from a tree. I don't know if there's... It's gutta percha toxic. Most widely used root canal filling material because of its well-known low toxicity. In vitro cytotoxicity of root canal filling materials, gutta percha. Let's see.
It looks like paper, but
So it does have some toxicity, but I mean, if it's in your fucking tooth and it's not going anywhere and it has a low toxicity to begin with, what is he talking about?
Made from a tree. But that only comprises about 20% of the material, 66% of it being zinc oxide, and the remainder being heavy metals. Now, heavy metals obviously toxic and damaging to the body.
Okay, what does he mean, heavy metals? What? I don't think he knows what he's fucking talking about. Okay, let's actually look this up. Root canal filling material. Let's go to fucking Wikipedia. That might be the quickest answer. Gutta percha, natural polymer. Ad seal root canal sealer? I don't know if that's the thing. Ad seal root canal sealer. Let's see what's in it. Components. Dual syringe, that's not it. Composition. Base epoxy, oligomer resin, ethanol, glycol, something. Calcium phosphate. I'm not seeing the heavy metals that he's talking about.
So is zinc oxide. It's kind of funny because you can look up like, oh, is zinc oxide toxic? And they're like, oh yeah, it can damage your lungs, but you'll be okay. Really? Do you want that in your body? You know, of course, the government bodies that oversee these materials deem them safe. You know, just like it's safe, you know, to sleep under a cell tower. In reality, the material used for root canals is toxic in itself, let alone any infectious bacteria that will remain. What that means is regardless of medical cleaning, chemicals, techniques.
What do you mean infectious bacteria that will remain? They get rid of the infection, you dumbass. Like, that's the whole fucking point of the root canal.
High levels of endotoxins are still in the cavity after the sterilization, after the root canal. Despite most bacteria being eliminated, the endotoxins remain. Endotoxins are released when bacteria ruptures or...
Yeah, so that's not bacteria, Frank. Endotoxins are separate from bacteria, and like, even if what you're saying is true, like, what, we're supposed to leave the infection in there?
disintegrates and are toxic, hence the name. I was looking at one study literally showing several 60-year-old patients had brain abscesses from the bacteria multiplying in their mouths. Now, this ties back to the money aspect. You know, dentists charge between $1,500 and $2,000 for a root canal procedure, and then you have all these health problems that make a whole bunch of other doctors a bunch of money. Statistically, about 50% of root canals fail within 10 years. You know, imagine how much damage was caused before people realize it's, you know, completely screwed. The alternative to a root canal is having a dental implant, basically a screw in your jaw. I don't know how much of a better option that is. There's definitely some radiation issues with the metal. The point is, fix your nutrition, fix your lifestyle, get your fats, lipids, and vitamins in balance, make sure you have plenty of magnesium and minerals in your diet, and you won't have dental issues. really any health issues. There was a very popular documentary called The Root Cause. It was actually taken off Netflix, but
Doesn't Frank eat like cookies all the fucking time? Like the main risk factor for dental caries is processed sugar. And he eats processed sugar all the time. Like what is this horseshit? Like, well, if you eat minerals shit, like your teeth will be no. What?
I think it's on YouTube. I haven't seen it, but I looked up a quick summary, and it correlates root canals to cancer. And there are plenty of studies I looked at that did show that. And it's understandable because the amount of bacteria and toxins in these wounds in your mouth by the root canals on a daily basis for years and years and years, perhaps decades, are bound to cause massive amounts of damage and create opportunities for other infections in other parts when the bacterium is traveling to nearby tissue. I drew this here almost as a joke, but the truth is sad because, cysts, enclosed bacterial wounds will literally grow on top of the root canal, and that'll stay there and just keep generating endotoxins that will continue to damage your body. That amount of toxins can become so great that it exceeds any other lifestyle negatives. But it's usually a combination of several things. For me, it was the high radiation environment, the metal implants in my jaw, plus
none of this makes any sense. Like, he's talking about a potential complication that could exist from a root canal. Well, okay, if you have an infected tooth, like, what the fuck else are you supposed to do?
liver damage from iron overload. Now that I've addressed each of those factors, I feel a lot better. I'm getting healthier, but it can take years and years and years to fix damage that was caused over years and years and years. And most people don't have access to the right information. Speaking of which, if you're trying to search for this information on YouTube, on Google, incredibly difficult to find anything that goes against the mainstream, smiling dentists telling you the procedure is safe and has no downsides yet. They're going to completely mess up your face. Speaking of which, is facial regression a term? I'm assuming someone's smart enough to have come up with it before, but maybe Frankie Boy should be writing the medical textbooks. So I think this will wrap up the dental discussions for now. I could probably do a video on cavities.
Yeah, that's fucking bad. Is he making videos about dental health? Like, it's weird. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like, did he run out of videos to make on other topics? And now he's talking about don't get your cavities filled, don't get a root canal, just let your teeth rot.